Okay, hello everyone and welcome to the Archaeogaming Museum stream. So it's been a bit sporadic with video uploads and streaming over the past couple of weeks. Things have been a bit busy. So today we'll be streaming a bit more RuneScape. Again, continuing our look at the RuneScape Archaeology Skill. And potentially also introducing that skill to Kylie. So just bear with me one moment, I might be having some issues. Why is that happening? Why is that happening? It's been a bit sporadic with video up. Bear with me one moment. Uploads and streaming over the past couple of weeks. Things have been a bit busy. So today hopefully, yeah, so just double checking a few things. One of my moderators said that he couldn't hear my feed, but I could when I played it back, so I'm just trying to double check that that's the case. The wonders of technology after all. Okay, looks like we're good to go. So sorry about that slight issue just now. So, yes. Welcome back to the stream, or welcome to the stream. So uploads and streaming has been a bit sporadic over the past couple of months. Past couple of weeks, sorry. Things have been a bit crazy. But we're back playing some RuneScape today. Continuing looking at the Archaeology Skill. Hopefully Kylie Roo and Nelson might be joining me so we can introduce them to the Archaeology Skill officially and get them running through the tutorial. But in the meantime, we're going to go back to the Credit dig site where we have been digging in our previous videos. If you've not seen any of those videos, there will be links down in the description, so you go and check them out. Briefly, the Credit dig site is the first dig site you unlock after completing the tutorial in RuneScape, and we are slowly making our way through the dig site, unlocking new areas as we level up and complete various challenges. So far, we have opened up the inside of the dig site, which is part of a Zerosian fortress, Zaros being one of the gods of RuneScape, which we did whilst we were working out here. We then cleared away the rubble to the fort entrance, and we made our way inside to the main fortress. And within the fortress, we spent a long time honing our skills and trying to find the artifacts necessary to open up this door into the not this door, this door into the fortress prison, which we had to do by doing a bit of a decipher of a door key. And we've also been completing some of the collections for the museum and for someone who's trying to preserve Zaros's legacy and probably use magical artifacts for nefarious purposes, but we don't know. So down at the moment, we're going to start exploring now some of the deposits that we can excavate within the prison. Got some ancient gravels here, which are good for finding the material we need for restoring and certain artifacts. And you also got some other deposits in here, I think, that we can start excavating in order to continue to try and complete the Zaros collection for the museum and improve their collections and record of Zaros. And yeah, basically work through the rest of the fortress as well.
Hello.
Hello there.
How is the archaeological things going?
Not too bad. Well, I was just doing a few pieces whilst I was waiting for people.
Nice.
So just making sure that you can be heard.
Oh.
Oh yes, that's right, we can't get through that barrier yet, can we? Because we don't have the amulet. Yep, you're good. Wonderful.
Hey!
Loud and clear. Wonderful. So how are you today, Nelson?
I am not too bad.
Thank you very much for joining the stream.
It's always a pleasure. I had a bit of a late start to the morning, and I now have just acquired breakfast.
Ah, wonderful. Breakfast is important. I have breakfast. I call it coffee. Archaeologists do tend to run off tea and coffee. And biscuits. Biscuits also very important. Important archaeology. So what I'll do...
large, steady stream of coffee.
Is we'll chat a bit and see if Kylie is going to join us. And then maybe get you guys in-game and introduce you to the Archaeology Skill if you're up for it.
I think so.
In the meantime, I'm just going to do a little bit of stuff I need to do for my progress and see if Kylie is going to join us. Might drop him a message. I haven't seen him on.
I haven't seen them online today.
No. They
So far.
might be having a slow morning, but that's fine. We can do a little bit, or we can, you and me, I can do it with you, and then we can do it with Kylie at another point.
Yes.
I'm very tempted to do an Archaeogaming review of Jedi Fallen Order at some point, actually, because you do spend a lot of your time in old temples.
You do.
Mainly trashing them.
Yeah, sadly, yeah.
With no help from the Empire. But that might be... As the actual Jedi Fallen Order is not a particularly long game, could probably cover it in a couple of episodes, I would reckon. And we definitely need to get around to doing the first episode of Curator's Corner at some point and start talking about those COVID games. I think I've only got one more I actually want to cover for myself in a video as well. So then we can maybe start properly looking at which ones we would want to do maybe for a second video as well. And then start looking for other themes maybe for our Curator Corner chats. Like I said, even my normal video uploading schedule's been a bit sporadic these past couple of weeks because it's been busy these past couple of weeks with various things or another.
Stuff's going on.
Stuffs with very much of the going on, yes indeed. So, indeedy. So I'm currently excavating a fortress. Or bits of a fortress. Currently a cell block in a fortress.
I wonder what terrible things happened there.
Mainly demons and cultists and bad people.
Demons and cultists. Apparently in any universe, anywhere, it's demons and cultists.
Pretty much. That is definitely a running theme. It's definitely a running theme. But it's a fortress belonging to one of the RuneScape's gods called Zaos, who's a bit of an interesting chap. Or deity. Slightly sketchy. But there we go. Yes, I may just send Kylie a message and see if he's popping on. So what games have you been playing recently then, Nelson?
Recently? I've been playing, actually, the Banner Saga, which I have been finding... It was a little slow to get into it at first, but I'm really enjoying it now.
I'm not sure I'm familiar with that. Would you mind just giving a lowdown?
Let me... Quite a lot of it is just sort of reading and making choices.
So sort of a bit like an interactive story.
But there are also active like combat segments where it's quite strategical, where you have to place your guys and it's in a turn-based order.
Interesting. I just realised I don't have my gravel box on me. Sorry.
Let me find it on Steam and I'll send you a link because it's quite interesting. I think you might like it.
Wonderful. I do like strategy style games. I've just
It's sort of like a mix of a reading choice story game and a strategy game.
Interesting. Interesting. That sounds like an interesting mixture, mechanic-wise. Let's put these in here. What do I need? I need my gravel box, otherwise I'm not going to get very far with this excavation.
I believe there are 3 games and the story goes across all 3.
So it's sort of episodic.
Yes.
In nature. Right, got my box, soil box, which I like to call my portable spoil heap. I think now we can get back to excavating. That was almost embarrassing. Now I finally finished doing a video on Pandemic Love, which is of course an interactive story about
I've seen the first part. I need to
loneliness and depression in
yeah, with the weird thing that speaks to you.
yes, Boo, which I think is kind of a reflection of the main character Tron's. I wouldn't spoil because the second bit, but it's sort of his inner demons and a representation of his inner demons and life choices and conscience, I guess. It's a mixture of things, but it's also, I think, the reason why it appears is due to something which happens, what you find out in the second half. So yeah, go and watch that. It's a very weird game. And again, not a game for children.
No.
So, be warned. People out there.
But it's kind of based in quite a lot of Viking mythology and technology level.
Oh, awesome.
That
is one of my big interests at the moment.
Yeah, so which one I sent you the name and...
Wonderful, yeah, I'll check that out. So I just noticed there's just got my Discord's muted at the moment. Not muted, but the notifications are muted.
I know you're doing that. But, I think I enjoy playing it, so I don't want to give too much away, but it's... Yeah. I haven't played all of them yet, and I haven't even finished the first game, because it's the game me and Ed are actively playing currently.
Oh, nice.
But I am really enjoying it at this point. It did take me a little... I don't know if it was just because of how different it was from the last game that me and Eddie played, but like a little warming up. But once I'd gotten into it a bit, I really am enjoying it now quite a lot.
Good. No, but so it does look good and interesting. I love the sort of artwork.
Yeah, I like the artwork. Actually, quite a lot of it is just because of how some of the things work. It's just art, and it's really nice.
Right,
the art is quite beautiful in that game.
We've reached level 50 archaeology. Which actually I think matches our combat level at the moment, which is groovy. Right, not had a play from Kylie yet, so we may just crack on and do some more stuff.
I haven't seen them online at all today so far.
He's not seen my message yet, but there we go.
Well, on Discord, but on other things it doesn't.
Yeah. No,
I
can't see him on
like that thing because it's like, okay, it's nice to know that they've seen it, but also it's then like, okay, I've seen that and I feel guilty for not replying, but I'm busy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Don't go telling those people I've read that message, because I might accidentally click on it and not actually sit down and read it yet.
Don't tell them I read that.
Don't go tattling on me.
I think I hear Eddie.
What am I doing? So... You okay?
Hmm?
You okay?
Yeah, I've just read the thing with the philosopher.
Oh, right.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess a way around, you know, not letting them see that you've read it is to just look at the notification to see whether it's urgent to read. But of course, you don't get the full message in the notification. Depends how verbose people will be before they get to their point. Can you be verbose in written language?
I'm not sure on that one.
Yeah, it works. Right. Are you currently on RuneScape?
No, I was having a look at the thingy bit and see it, but I will load it up now. That's
wonderful.
That's raft.
And then and I will just finish off what I'm doing here, and then I'll introduce you to the Archaeology Guild. Oh, I've not had my special archaeology tea yet that you can get in game. Don't actually have any at the moment. Oh, sadness.
There's a special tea.
There is.
I mean, tea is just special.
Tea is very special.
Oh, speaking of which,
If you want to go and get tea.
No, that was the first sip of a cup.
Oh, was it? Ah, right.
Speaking of which, I need to do the breakfast thing because I've eaten the food.
Right, and then need to go to World 3. Not World 3, World 11. Thanks for that clarification, Mike. You can be verbose written, and he said that in a very verbose way. It is entirely possible that one might find oneself being overly wordy and verbose in written medium as much as in spoken or as much as in a spoken or verbal one. Spoken or verbal, eh? Right.
All about the wordiness.
All about the wordiness.
I'll wordy your words.
Right.
Right.
What's nice is now I've managed to actually find a way of putting a chat overlay in my stream, so I can actually... I have a record now. Everyone can see in the stream what the heck people are talking about. And also means I can see it as well as I play.
Oh.
And I don't have to worry about many different windows. So, whereabouts were you when you last played?
Just logging on, and I just realised it was a World 11, so I'm going to have to switch between the things.
Yeah, Clan World is World 11. What I'm going to do is, I imagine, probably somewhere... Actually, I don't know, because we started to do stuff in Lumbridge and other places. We started moving out of Tavley and Burthorpe, didn't we?
We did. The last thing I think we did was, or I did anyway, was the
Catacombs.
making that pie really bad.
Oh, was it making the pie really bad? Did we go back and do that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is in Burthorpe.
So I am currently in Berthorpe.
That's not a recipe that I'm going to recreate.
No. Do you know what I think about? You know what I think about that?
Bleh. Probably. Right, let's go and find you in Berthorpe then. Do 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 do. No, not well. Don't.
Wait, are you on World 3 or World 11?
World 11.
Okay, I'm on World. Okay.
So I started saying 3, and I don't know why I said 3 because that's not
So
even.
I was having confusion.
And I accidentally just switched to World 12 because I'm an idiot, basically. Right. Where are you?
I'm by... It's the pub place where you gave him the pie.
Near the pub pie place where you gave him the pie. Wonderful.
Damn.
What lodestones do you currently have unlocked?
Let me have a look at my map. I have unlocked Lumbridge.
Okay. Sarim.
Draniel Village.
Yep. That's fine.
Baldor.
And Lumbridge is the one that's... Do you have I assume you don't have the rock.
No.
No, we'll go to Lumbridge. Do you want to go hit on the Lumbridge one? That's the one which is closest that we have unlocked for the Archaeology Guild.
I am going to Lumbridge.
Or as we used to call it back in the day, Lummy. Nine. That's what shorten saying Lumbridge. Hello, we are right next to each other. I'm right behind you, and now sort of was, well, I was going to say in you, but that would sound weird. Hello, I'm here.
I'm not poking that. Oh!
So we need to go this way, past the goblins and the spiders. And I want to go north. I mean, you can just click on follow me if you like.
I'm going to, but my game's frozen. Come on, computer.
Oh.
That's not very happy.
No. I'm to the cursed goblin in the meantime.
Oh, another goblin, do you?
It's there. And this is fantasy world, so there is actually a very racist organisation within RuneScape called HAM, which is Humans Against Monsters, and is the subject of several quests.
Aren't some monsters like, you know, sentient?
Yeah, but you know, there's no rationalising with fascists.
Racist.
So.
Oh, I've got a loading wheel. Oh, it's gone pale. You know when it's not responding.
Yeah.
I think
sort of greys out.
Yeah. I think I'll close the thing and try relaunching it.
Turn it off and turn it back on again.
Yep.
That is the engineering way. If in doubt, then, you know, hit it. That also...
Percussive maintenance.
Yes, percussive maintenance indeed. That is not a good practice in archaeology. Let me just put that out there now. We don't do that in archaeology. No forms of percussive maintenance.
Percussive maintenance. Hit the ancient pot.
maybe percussive maintenance to the site supervisors, but not to the actual objects. We don't do that.
No.
And of course, the archaeology world is a very strange place at the moment. I can see you back with various archaeology departments under threat.
What's going on?
Well, they want to close Sheffield University. Yeah, well, the University Archaeology Department, not the actual university itself.
Right, I'm following you.
Despite it being one of the top archaeology departments in the country. Well, in the world, actually.
Why then?
Because the government has decided basically to cut nearly all funding from various different degree courses that they don't see as essential skills. And this government and subsequent governments have been cutting funding for such things for quite a long time now. And also they tend not to like disruption to planning. And obviously archaeology does do that because archaeology has the best interests of, you know, history and heritage and knowledge and not losing any of that.
I could see why they wouldn't like that.
And here we are at the Archaeology Guild.
Oh.
You can tell it's the Archaeology Guild because if you look at their flags, they have flags. Do you have a flag? It has a mattock and a brush on the flags down here.
I
These
see
standards.
that. Oh, yeah.
And on the banner up here. So this is the archaeology building. And you, I think, want to talk to Acting Guildmaster Rainier, this guy over here. You know, to start the archaeology. This guy, yeah, the archaeology tutorial. I think. I can't remember now. It should be on your track list. This guy here. Are you having computer issues again?
No. I'm having incumbency issues.
Oh, right.
So he says he's Drew to me. Talk to Drew. Let me find the quest actually on my.
Yeah, if you want to find it on the track list, I can't remember who you talked to start it from once because it's been a while. If it's Drew, it's this guy down here. Outside, so I'm just running away without you. Where is Drew? He is... no.
Oh, Drew's inside.
Is he inside? I think he's actually in 2 different places depending on...
I'm going to talk to Drew. You should go talk to Acting Guildmaster Ringar. She's east of here by the shore, training up our new archaeologists. Right.
See, slowly corrupting you.
I was already corrupt.
And corrupting future generations to archaeology. Warning signs you need to look out for archaeology is drinking excessive amounts of tea, digging in the dirt, and playing with bones.
I do all of those things.
And saying the word ritual a lot. And wearing knitted jumpers.
Ritual context.
And hats.
Knitted socks, is that
That's fine, yeah. Any form of knitting, really. I'm going to excavate some centurion.
Talk to the Acting Guildmaster Regnar. Names.
Oh yeah, there's Drew. Drew's down here. And...
are you here to sign up with the Archaeology Guild? We've just recently received some serious funding.
That sounds unlikely.
I can't be true.
I can't see that happening.
And we're in need of we are in need of as much help as we can get. Well, I am your man. My character's just like, maybe, but why would I want to be an archaeologist?
You give some good reasons, actually. You give some bad ones as well, but...
I'm sure one of these 4 core aspects of archaeology will at least get you to give it a shot. Wealth, power, fame, and stories.
Oh, we're going to do that one yet. I do appreciate that they have included the main reason you should get into archaeology, which is, well, I mean, stories. Sorry, stories. Because, you know, there's always this, you know, there's always these sayings about people saying, you know, oh, archaeologists, you know, steal, you know, but this is Nutjob saying this, steal all the good artifacts for themselves and, you know, keep them and sell them and, you know, make all this money and loot stuff. And it's like, have you seen how archaeologists dress? They don't have a lot of money. We wear knitted jumpers and really bad, you know, jeans or cargo pants and boots with holes in and big floppy hats.
Yeah. Cargo pants are really comfy.
They are really comfy, but they're not necessarily associated with high wealth fashion.
No, they're not.
So, but then I say, oh, you know, that's just a front. It's like you, yeah.
Ah, the qualifications come later.
Yeah, we don't want to qualify you first. We're going to chuck you at some ancient ruins and see what you don't break.
I can't remember, but there's a story Ed's told a lot of time. He was trying to fight, I think it was Troy, and he just, like, dynamited the place.
Well, that is the Victorian archaeology approach to...
It was Victorian, it was... funny, but also incredibly painful to hear.
Yes. We can't get into this tomb. I'll just dynamite it.
Dynamite it. What could possibly go wrong?
It's like... Yes.
I'm gonna need some tools. Ah.
You are indeed. Oddly, one of the things they don't give you is a trowel.
You have to use a trowel that often?
All the time in archaeology, yeah. The main tool we use, well, I say that. It's the main tool we use when we are actually gets to a point, well, it depends on the site, but we don't use mattocks generally for careful excavation. We use mattocks to remove topsoil and help dig trenches and mark out excavation areas. We don't use it for fine excavation work. We do use brushes. So the animation they have with the brush is really nice. But yeah. Archaeologists get very attached to their trowels. They name them and everything.
Oh. Do you have a trowel that is special to you?
I have two trowels. One's called Trevor. Trevor the Trowel. And the other one was called... I can't remember. If I'm honest. That sounds really bad. Trevor was my favourite though. I think it might have been Boris. But I didn't use my other one, so that was kind of my backup trowel. I bet I had some fine excavation sort of mini trowels and stuff as well.
No. Your family set of trowels.
Yeah. Mummy trowel, daddy trowel, baby trowel. But archaeologists will literally wear their trowels down to like a tiny nib before replacing them. I don't actually have my trowel with me at the moment, which is really bad of me, really. I should keep it nearby. You should always know where your trowel is.
It's like a towel in that regard.
It is like a towel in that regard. Yeah, there's a lot of talking at the beginning of this.
Huh? Yeah, I'm just doing all the reading.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to go empty my inventory.
Yeah, you probably do. Hi,
Where's the...
Sorry, there's a really bad joke here. I'm just talking to Helen and she said, "Hi, I'm Associate Helen. Want me to dig for dirt and soil?" You talked to her about soils, I think, and it's like, that's a really bad joke.
Where is the bank chest?
But I dig it. It is... There is a bank chest just over here. This way.
Oh, go that way, character.
Down here. There we go. Bank chest.
Ah.
Sorry, I went the wrong direction first.
Yep. There we go. Right. Use bank chest.
What does Helen say about dirt then? First up, you should know that each site has a unique soil, but functionally they all work the same. It's a weird way of putting it. What are the different soil types? Well, Creded has ancient gravel, the infernal source contains fiery brimstone, and Everlight has saltwater mud. You'll find aerated sediment up at Stormguard, and down in the Waterforge is earth and clay. How do they differ? Only in what you might find in them when putting it through the screening station here. Where you got your grubby little mitts on the soil determines which materials and artefacts you might find when screening it. Soil can contain artefacts? Well, yes. Well, artefacts tend to be very large, and soil mostly contains materials and other smaller finds, but you can rarely find a figurative diamond in the rough. I suppose that other thing that you should know is that all soils are tradable, so don't feel like you have to get your hands dirty. I'm sure there are plenty of interns out there happy to do it for some extra credit. And materials are tradable too, so you also don't have to gather all the materials you need to restore artefacts by yourself. You could just benefit from the hard work of others if you're willing to pay, of course. Well, thanks for the info. Also, you make a lot of dirty jokes. Don't ever change. Archaeologists do make a lot of dirty jokes. So, how is it going?
Not bad. I'm just sorting out my bank chest.
Doing some bank sorting. It's important. It is important.
Okay, right. Talk to Ragnar.
I'm out of coffee. That's disastrous.
Okay, right. I'm going to do the Seninidat soil.
Oh no, I've got that. That lady is called Celia Diggory. That's a really bad...
Neat. I've uncovered an excavation now to start excavating at it. Yeah.
Maybe I'm just down here.
I found some soil.
You found some soil. Well, that's a good start in archaeology. Find some soil. Yep. That is definitely...
Ah, and material. They're kind of the same thing. They crush their dreams. The little tapping noise pleases me, I don't know why. Ah, level up.
Well done.
My blue bar is loading. You found Century's dress sword. Ah. Damaged. I level up again.
Yeah, you're going to have to restore it, which is of course not the job of an archaeologist, but there we are. It's the job of a restorer or conservator. But, of course, you know, there's no point in a functional gameplay perspective having two different skills in a game which isn't specifically about archaeology and restoration, conservation and curation. So it's all lumped under one skill, but we can forgive them for that.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes, you know, some post-excavation archaeologists do some piecing of stuff back together, but not generally fully restoring swords. That's not really what they do. And the idea of fully restoring something is also not necessarily also desirable. Because if you do that, you remove the evidence of the journey that artifact has gone under or undergone, and you remove bits of its history. And in conservation, there's a principle that anything you do must be reversible at some point. You don't tend to make permanent changes to objects that can't be undone. Unless maybe it would cause a complete destruction of that object if you didn't. That's the main reason why you don't do stuff that can't be undone, because again, that also is potentially quite bad for the object.
Found some sort of materials in a damaged altar. Right. Components. I have some more soil for you to screen. Come back after you have freed up some space. Space to take it. Right. There's lots of inventory stuff.
You do. You need basically an empty inventory for archaeology. because of all. So I should have mentioned that. But you may also need to store some of the stuff that you've got from the archaeology already, and just work on the bits that you're currently being asked to work on. You know, I wish I had infantry in real life on my person like you do in the game.
That would be good.
Yeah. So I wish I could carry more stuff, especially when doing the dig.
Decently spaced storage.
Yeah.
Okay, that should be okay. Right. Yeah, some of the items like that's in my inventory I can't remove.
What sort of things do you have in your inventory that you can't remove?
There's some magical items which it just says every time I try and bank it, it's like, no, you can't do that.
I mean, could you potentially use them?
Probably, I need to.
Are they things like lamps or prismatic shards?
I do have a lamp. Gain.
Might as well give it rub. Don't go around rubbing ancient lamps, guys. You know, in reality, you don't get genies. But you may break the lamp or get, you know, weird stuff on your fingers. Can I actually do any... What have I got in here? What can I do? Do I have anything that I can store in my bank? Do a little bit of a storing whilst you do that. And then we can compare notes.
Okay, that's more space.
Actually, I do have quite a lot of stuff that I can
Right, so
potentially
the screening station. I can't word today. Actually, is there any days where I can word?
Well, I don't want to say anything. Because that would be rude if I did. So
Green the soil.
I'm going to do some restoring of artifacts whilst I wait. Restore the artifacts. This is our Restore the Artifacts song that we sing when we restore artifacts. Or something. Restore the artifacts.
Okay, I have screened the soil.
Dig for you all day long through.
I'll go back and talk to
Dig, because we are archaeologists.
Diggy hole.
Dig a hole. Diggy hole.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I can't actually gain any archaeology experience at the moment, so I probably shouldn't do that because I'm not in a members world. So yeah, let's stop doing that. Because there's literally no benefit. Let's just stick that back in the bank. Right.
Damaged artifacts require a lot of materials to restore them back to a pristine condition. To help, we have a material storage container that you can use to store any materials you discover. That will be very useful.
Yeah, that's the main different point between a sort of fantasy world where you're restoring artifacts for potentially to, you know, be used by people or for beautiful to look nice and look pretty. But in reality, we tend to make reproductions or recreations using art, 3D models, experimental archaeology.
We've got the original artifact, and we're going to pay this guy over there to make a copy that how it would have looked at the time.
Yeah, because that doesn't take away the history of that individual artifact and the journey it's gone through, or potentially damage it further in such a way that we would not be able to undo.
I remember being in the British Museum, and like the Sutton Hoo helmet.
Yes.
The replica of that was impressive. I enjoyed looking at that.
That is a very impressive helmet. And you can currently still see that digitally on their website in Europe, in one of their, was it 500 AD, 750 AD to 1000 AD, or 500 AD to 1000 AD, I can't remember which gallery, but you can find it online. If you go to the, if you go to the British Museum website.
Okay, I'm going to the container and I'm going to do some restoration.
Do some restoration. The worst things for museums normally are visitors, but obviously museums wouldn't really exist if we didn't have visitors. But from a conservation point of view, worst thing for the objects are generally visitors.
I can believe.
In close proximity to the environment in which the museum is in, and how that can be controlled.
I level up and I restored a thing.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! That's my first artifact restored. I should show this to the acting guild master. Right. I'm sorry, names. I can't.
Regni or whatever it is. I can't remember how it is. Talk to the acting guild master. That's good enough. He doesn't need a name. The current Guildmaster, been disappeared for messing around with ancient magical artifacts. This is why you should not mess around with artifacts, peeps. Because you get magicked away to weird places. It's not advisable. In games, in reality, you tend to just break stuff. And that makes me sad. Don't make me sad.
No. Boop.
Boot the archaeologist.
Right, let's go sell my thing to the collector.
The collector. Look, not the guy from Marvel, played by Jeff Goldblum.
No.
This is the collector. The Lucia. Or the Lucia, or whatever their name is. Velucia. Any of those could be potentially correct. This is a trouble when you don't have much voice acting. Because we don't know how to pronounce their names.
I've been given a relic. It's my pleasure to help. Many collections in the world who are interested in artifacts. You can see lists of those that we're aware of on the notice board here.
So yeah, you got Arc Critic Jacques, Chief Tess, General Bentnose, General Wartface, Isuria, Luce Shavagan, Sir Atcher, Soren, Emissary of Zaros, the Lucia, and the Wise Old Man.
Right, I need to go report back to the guild master.
Soren, yeah. I've completed that one. And I need to start doing this one. So,
the other guy was messing with the thing. It's always dangerous.
yeah, messing with Pylon or whatever, yeah. Monolith or whatever the heck this is. Monolith. Mysterious monolith. It's shiny. Yeah, don't boop the monolith. It's bad to do that.
My quest is to go boop it.
She actually vaguely looks like one of the monoliths out of, or things you go and boop in Jedi Fallen Order, actually. Looks like one of the Zepho things. There we go.
Oh. It's all going black.
Don't worry, you're not dead. Just don't go into the light. Don't do that.
Professor, step into the light. Oh. Amazing. You were pulled inside the monolith.
Yeah, the monolith booped you.
Wait, that was a possibility. It was not I who booped the monolith, but I was booped by the monolith.
Yeah. Don't mess around with ancient monoliths. Not a good career move.
Ancient power unlocked.
It's all about that ancient power. No, stories. It's all about the stories. Sorry. Oh.
Okay, you managed to access the power that relic contained. I am incredible, thank you. I was thinking I was recruiting just another intern today. I was expecting you to get one better than our very own guild master. Well, I try. I wonder how many people have had special interactions with this monolith.
Yes, it's the thing which often ruins the story, isn't it, in MMORPGs? You are the one, and then you've got 20 other people there doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Or 20 other people, it's like, yeah, that makes me feel real special.
Oh, I need to get working at a dig site proper. Well, look at that. It's all glowy. I need to go to the main campus.
You do, that is the building that we started off in.
Mm. How are your archaeological things going?
Oh, well, I've just been standing around near you whilst you do it, and but we can introduce you to the dig site I'm actually working on. And there's a way of cheating to get there as well, and that's always fun. So yeah.
Oh, we're sacrificing relics to it now. This is getting...
So yeah. Yeah, it's all right now. So
For now, they are stocking it. Okay, I have a tour of the office. Right, go and grab yourself a soil box from the Ezra and then come back to me.
Ezreal's over here. That's your portable spoil pit, essentially.
Everything belongs in a museum.
There's a few Indiana Jones references and Tomb Raider references and general archaeology puns. Like Matty Olk. It's the person who sells mattocks.
Confirm I have claimed my thing. Right, back to the guild master.
Vinegar.
Awesome. Right.
Yes, 2%. It's actually ready.
Have a journal.
Okay. So, it's pretty much the tutorial complete.
Without any further ado, I am pleased to welcome you as a new intern to the Archaeology Guild. Please accept this as certificate of qualification. Yay.
One of us.
Damn right.
What really bugs me though is this carpet is really skewiff.
Why did you have to draw my attention to that?
Sorry. Come on.
An official guild member, you should get out there and start excavating.
Everything's a bit quirky in the Archaeology Guild. Everything's a bit...
Right, I'm going. So
Where did you go?
I was being taken to a site.
Probably Korea. That's fast travel. So what did you think of the tutorial and how they presented archaeology?
I thought that was fun. I enjoyed that. I like looking for things, anything historical, and like having the actual historical things in game. As you said, it combines like things that technically are different disciplines for a game that does so many other things. I think it works well.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a massive gripe. Main thing which I really like is they do include within the 4 major reasons you do archaeology all about the storytelling, and
yeah, I like that.
Obviously,
it's about discovering the history and all the people.
And the way that sort of RuneScape uses the sort of mechanic of archaeology is to explore the lore of the game without having to do lots of quests, because if quests aren't your big thing, you can still find out about the game world and you can still find out things without having to do all the quests, which is a nice mechanic to sort of do that. But of course they sort of have to talk about power, money and riches because it's a fantasy game.
Yeah, they do.
That's
but
literally
I like the stories more.
Yeah, it's nice that they add that in as well. But obviously, for it being a fantasy game, you've got to include things about power, riches. Although it does misrepresent archaeology, but it's not designed to be an archaeology simulator. It's designed to be it's a game with an archaeology skill, which I still think is one of the better depictions of archaeology within a game that I've played. Certainly better than Indiana Jones and Tomb Raider.
Yeah, from my limited knowledge of it, it does seem to be a fairly decent representation thereon.
So you do. There are a few other games which are sort of more built towards being actual simulators, but sort of actually have a better of certain aspects of archaeology. But this includes sort of more different aspects, for the most part. But there's still lots of archaeology related games out there that I've not played. They're on my list. They'll be done for the channel at some point, and then we can properly compare. But this is not an archaeology game. This is a game with an archaeology skill, and it's certainly better than the way that archaeology is portrayed in World of Warcraft, for example.
How is it portrayed?
Certainly for the skill. The actual Explorers League, which are basically the archaeologists within World of Warcraft, that's slightly different. But the actual skill itself, the skill that you use, is basically just glorified treasure hunting. I mean, it is used to. That's a little bit unfair. There is a certain amount of, again, restoring artifacts and using it as a way of giving little bits of information about in-game lore, but not quite in the same way as RuneScape. And it's much more focused on people do archaeology to get the pets and the other things and that you can find, and which is fine because obviously it's not. Lots of people are not necessarily interested in the lore aspect, and you've got to have rewards for them to actually make them use the skill. But I think it could do better. The Explorer's Guild, though, is interesting. That's something which might have to look at some point within the World of Warcraft universe, but that's very much in the distant future. But they are a bit more Victorian-like in terms of archaeology.
Oh no.
Than necessarily. I have to say though, I'm not particularly impressed with how this actual dig site's laid out though, because this shoring here to keep the sand back, it is looking a bit shoddy. And also, they've parked a cart here, like right on top of a deposit. So you sort of come round this way.
Where are you?
Somewhere. And by yeah.
Is that you?
Yes, it is. If you come around here. Also, no one's wearing hats. I don't care about hard hats, just hats. Archaeologists wear hats.
Well, just in the sun you wear a hat.
Yeah, and this is a site in a desert. See, this cart is just lazily chucked on top of these deposits here.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not good site planning. This is not how you run a dig site, guys. This is not how you run an excavation.
This is terrible.
And this is terrible, terrible. There's terrible health and safety and terrible just site maintenance and site planning. There's a lot of archaeology going on down here. There's lots of people down here today. That's unusual. I haven't seen it this busy in a while. Obviously, lots of new people. There's lots of level 3s.
Let me go to my skills. I'm a level 5.
I'm wondering if some of these are people's same accounts and they're doing sort of multi-boxing or... Level 5, so you can get up to level 20 as a free player in RuneScape. So you can do some excavation here at Credet. If you talk to the site manager,
yes,
Dr. Nabernick, he'll tell you what he wants you to do first.
Talk to Dr. Nabernick. Nabernick. I'm so terrible with names. I must. Oh dear.
He's wearing a hat.
He is.
And he's got a beard. So he's ticking off a few of the archaeology criteria. Let's get a good look in on Dr. Nabernick. I do like his hat, actually. I do kind of want that hat.
I do like his hat.
He's wearing cargo pants.
I have put a load of feathers on my top hat, and I'm like, I need to wear it more.
Lots of pouches for storing stuff.
Mm.
Backpack of essentials. Boots. Comfortable, loose-fitting clothing so you don't get too hot digging. That's important.
Mm. I mean, that's just necessity all the time for me.
This guy's really not wearing that many clothes though. Farhad. This intern down here though, he's not going to earn his...
I'll cut in a bit.
Oh. I could play the cutscene too, actually. Let's go.
Hey.
Although the Empire was supposedly sprawling, it was so utterly destroyed that find it near intact. Fort buried beneath the sands is cause for celebration. The monolith has a strong connection with something buried deep beneath this fort. However, was the monolith itself Savusian? No, surely not. It's beyond ancient. There are only one way to find out what the connection is. We must dig deep at Credet and discover what lies beneath.
Okay.
So, yeah, these interns down here, this one's just slumped against the side. You're not going to get your qualifications like that. Get back to work, you lazy person. So yeah, you can start excavating these deposits to enable to restore the seal and open the prison entrance. But we can save that for another time, if you want, or we can continue.
I do, I should go about 12. But I'm free to do stuff until then, so let's just get excavations.
Good morning, Angel. Thank you for stopping by the chat.
Good morning.
How are you today? It's all good, we are just digging around in the dirt. Basically, I've just introduced Nelson to the archaeology tutorial in RuneScape. So we've been exploring that. How are things with you? Good, don't want to go to work tomorrow. Yeah. It's the trouble with Sundays, they remind you of what Monday brings. Dig. Let's not get copyright strike. Hi ho, it's off to the dig site we go, with a trowel and spade, and a cool hat. Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho. It's off to archaeology we go. We drink some tea and we dig in the dirt. Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho. We will dig to find. Yeah, I can't. That's about as creative as I can get at the moment.
I thought that was good.
You do sort of want to follow the weird time spike which flies above the diggy bits, the excavation areas, because of the excavation hotspots, because that gives bonuses.
The sort of weird whizzy bit.
Yeah, it's called a time spike. Or chrono spike. It might be different for different people. So it might not be. Oh, it's moved over here for me. Dig. Oh, Carly is jumping on apparently.
Hey.
He might just have time to complete the tutorial as well before.
You can go home, not do that.
Oh, I've got a full inventory and I forgot to pick
I have to do it at 12, but
Yeah.
I'm still until then.
Whatever you want to do, it's up to you. Aha, that rhymed, sort of. I've been going for an hour and sort of 30 minutes. Or about 10 minutes of that was trying to figure out whether stuff was actually working. But there we go.
Oh, I need to go empty mine.
Yes, there's a material deposit box here you'll be able to use. Don't forget to fill your soil box with the soil that you excavate. Works just like an ore box, basically. But you can only fit 50 soils in until you level up and get a storage upgrade. There's no screening. That's the other thing which is weird. There's no screening area on site. Normally there would be on a dig. Not necessarily if it's like a short rescue archaeology dig. You might take that back to the labs and stuff. But on an established dig site, it would be weird. On a sort of a longer dig, like a research dig, it would be weird not to have screening on site. for the most part. But there we go. Keeps it, adds in an extra challenge and just makes you go back to the Archaeology Guild every so often.
Under the excavation.
Oddly though, they do keep an archaeologist workbench here, so you can restore stuff here. And there's a material storage area, but yeah, to do the screening, you would have to go back. It's more unusual to have things like a restoration bench, for example, on a dig than it is, say, screening. But there we go.
Level up.
That's just me being nitpicky. That's just me. Being pedantic. But I enjoy that. I mean, basically, an archaeology degree is a degree in being pedantic and digging holes. That's basically what archaeology gives you.
Nice.
So just right. So yeah, basically, now it's the real, almost the simulation of proper archaeology, because you basically sit there for a long time, digging, and not finding anything.
Alright, let's go to the material bench.
That is, we do get into that part of the archaeology now. So that is a good representation.
Where is the materials thing on this side?
Where's the material on the box? It looks a bit like a cart, I think, in this instance. Actually, it might not be one above. You might above it. That might be once you get into the fort. But you can just chuck it in your bank, or it should be one. If there's one, it should be near the.
I found some.
Oh no, yeah, it should be near the archaeology workbench. Yeah, there we go. Material storage container. There's one above ground.
Now back to excavating.
Back to the excavation. Wonderful. So But yeah, now this is where basically archaeology in the game basically becomes a resource grinding exercise, but it does intersperse it with puzzles and other stuff.
Hello?
Hello!
Hello!
Okay.
Good! We have, Nelson's just completed the archaeology tutorial.
Nice.
And is now on her very first dig. At least virtually. Should actually get you on a real one at some point.
When you say real one.
A real dig.
Oh.
It does very much look like a matkin this guy's rib. Or this person's rib.
Just a little bit.
It's definitely not good archaeology practices to stick a mattock through the skeleton you're excavating. How are you today, Kalibu?
I'm very tired, but I'm okay.
Ooh.
I had a very busy day yesterday.
Too much fresh air and exercise.
Too much fresh air, very possibly. Alright, I am recording. Cool, okay. So where are you guys at?
We are currently at the Credet dig site, but if you want to do the archaeology tutorial as well...
I need to go to the archaeology campus, I take it.
Yes. So you don't have rock unlocked at the moment, do you? So going to Lumbridge will be your best.
I've got the archaeology campus.
But there's not a lodestone for the archaeology campus.
No, but I can see it.
Well, okay, yeah. Whereabouts are you at the moment?
I am in Taverley.
Okay, yeah, you're going to want to go to Lumbridge. Because the archaeology campus is south of Rock.
Right, so.
That's where you need to go first. So I'll meet you in Lumbridge. Let Nelson continue her digging and excavation exploits.
Yeah. Sorry, I had intended to come on earlier today to
That's
take
okay.
part in the stream.
I say still streaming, so at least for a little bit.
I'm standing at the lodestone
Yep, I am
in Lumbridge.
right next to you.
Cool, okay.
We need to go this way. You should be able to set the archaeology tutorial as one of your current tasks using your activity tracker.
Attack the goblin.
Hello.
Hello.
Don't chop down the tree or attack the cow.
Hello, Giggles.
How was you?
Good, you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Good, good. So, yeah, it's up this way. Actually, can you teleport using the activity tracker? I can't actually remember. We are just about to get our hands dirty, quite literally. There'll be a lot of bad puns in the archaeology tutorial.
Okay, so activity tracker.
And basically, it's just a bit over here. Actually, yeah, it's over here. And
How'd you get to the activity tracker again?
it should be like the thing next to the thing which looks like a yak, the achievement paths. And then you should be able to change it that way. For some reason mine's stuck on Berthel, but I don't know why. Taverley should be able to scroll through them. Yeah, if you just, once you clicked on that, if you just click on the button at the bottom at whatever it says, it should cycle through. And there should just be one which says paths at the moment, and there should be, in theory, a list of
Oh, it's the compass.
and
Right,
then
okay.
you can select Yeah, it's next to the compass, possibly for you, depending on what your taskbar. But it's like the double arrow.
Right. Okay. Right.
The double arrow.
Okay. So archaeology.
Yeah, and then that will hopefully tell you where to go. You need to go and talk. I think is it to Drew.
Speak to the Guildmaster Renegade at the Archaeology Guild
campus. Which is in here. This is the Archaeology campus. You can tell it's the building because on the outside it's got a flag with a brush and a mattock instead of a trowel.
It's weird because I've got a thing that's going off behind me.
And inside it's all very quirky, including several carpets which are not straight. In fact, all the carpets in here are not straight. Which the more I look at it, the more it bugs me.
So where's Renegade?
He's this guy. Should be this guy here for you, I think. Is there...
That's Matty Ock.
There's Matty Ock up here. Is there not a guy here? Sort of in front of this table?
Yeah, his name is Drew. I've got a waypoint path going this way.
Yeah, I think it kind of changes depending where he is, because he might be outside for you. But you can speak to Drew and he'll also start it. He's actually Renegade for me.
Guildmaster Renegade is over here by a dock.
He's in both, or he should be in both.
Okay.
But you can talk to Drew as well, and Drew will tell you where Renegade is, basically. I think that's why the achievement path is. Because it tells you to speak to Renegade. But this is Drew for me. This is Drew for me.
Are you here to sign up with the Archaeology Guild? We've just recently received some serious funding, and we're in need of as much help as we can get. Wouldn't that be a nice problem to have in real life for archaeologists?
Yeah, well, I said that earlier. I was like, that sounds unlikely to me. Especially with what's going on in Sheffield at the moment.
Why would I want to become an archaeologist, though? Sorry, I'll read this out and I'll mute myself. So
that's fine. No, you can talk to a stream.
Okay, right. You want the sales pitch, right? Need a reason to get down in the dirt with the rest of the with us working schmoes. Well, I'm sure one of these 4 core aspects of archaeology will at least get you to give it a shot. Wealth, power, fame, and stories. Wealth is the easy one. It's only when you find artifacts with their own inherent value. But we also have a healthy trade going on between guild members. Any materials you excavate you can sell to other archaeologists. Okay. Power comes in the form of magical relics you discover in your career. I have no doubt an adventurous sort such as you could gain great power, could gain great value out of increasing your power. Fame comes in the form of being the first to discover something of note or importance. There's more than one way to become a world-renowned archaeologist, and it isn't all just about being the most experienced of us. And finally, the stories. As an archaeologist, you will uncover long-forgotten tales of people and places from the past, events long lost in time, and rediscover things both mysterious and wonderful.
Which should be the real reason people get into archaeology.
Well, I'm sure at least one of those motivates me. Do I need any qualifications? Those can come later. I'm sure we can start you off with off on the basics, and you can learn on the job. Great. So, what are the basics? First off, you're going to need some tools. Tutor hands you a set of archaeology tools. You place them in your tool belt. Right, gotcha. Those tools I just handed you will cover most of your needs. I'm covering excavations and restoring damaged artifacts mostly. However, we've been developing a new tool to do the actual excavation, strong enough to dig out materials quickly, delicate for when you need to be careful around an artifact. Hit this bronze mattock to start with.
Mattocks aren't delicate tools for excavations. Okay. Therefore, smashing about earth and digging trenches, not for excavations. That's what archaeologists use trowels for, but they don't include trowel in the game.
Now, excavation is one of the 2 main aspects of archaeology. You'll find a number of excavation hotspots across the various dig sites. Excavation hotspots have many names, but the first step is to uncover them. Like that Sentiston soil over there. Before we proceed any further, you should clear out plenty of room in your backpack. While excavating, you need room to find... Okay, oh yeah, I'd rather not crud in my backpack. There's a bank chest to the west of you and the north of the mysterious monolith. You should have at least 10 free spaces in your backpack before you proceed. Alright.
How are your excavation efforts going, Nelson? You appear to be doing some restoring of artifacts.
I have restored some. I've restored a crossbow.
Awesome.
I'm gonna do some more digging.
A Venator crossbow.
There we are, bank chest.
Indeed.
You've been holding out on me, Kenton, when it comes to all of the powerful artifacts you find as an archaeologist.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I mean, you can tell how powerful and rich archaeologists are by how they dress, you know, with the knitted jumpers, the rugged cargo pants, the floppy hats, and the tattered boots. That's obviously the dress code of wealthy and powerful individuals.
I want a rabbit sound.
You say that.
Yeah, floppy hat.
A dingle dingle scarecrow.
I have stealthy wealth. We're like, this is comfy. I don't care. It's ruined.
No,
It's-
actually,
It is.
slowly dig up an artifact from them, but while doing so, you will obtain a number of other useful finds. We'll discuss the value as we go along. The blue bar above your head while you're excavating shows your progress towards discovering your next damaged artifact. While excavating, you will also find materials which used to restore these damaged artifacts. Okay, right. So this is the bit that it didn't show me before because I was didn't have space in my bag. To start with, you need to uncover each new excavation hotspot that you find. Try that pile of Centiston soil just to the north of me here. Okay? That's directing me to go somewhere else, Michael's, but yeah. I'm confusion. Archaeology Skill excavation site, that's level 5. Where am I going?
It should be the spot just opposite thingy. I mean, I'm not actually there. Let me teleport back.
This is another quest where the path seems to be a little bit broken.
So if you go back towards, well, for me it's Drew. Actually, it might not show on my thingy anymore. That's be awkward, isn't it?
Are we go back to the Archaeology Guild building, have I?
No. So this is your first excavation bit, is it?
Yes, yeah.
It should be then just these remains here, I think. If you come back towards the docks.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said to go back towards Drew.
No, for me it's Drew.
Oh, gotcha, okay. Oh, that.
I think it's
Centiston oil, this, yes, okay.
Yeah.
Uncover.
Yeah, so you just uncover it and then you dig it. So you've got to remove the soil and then you find, you know, what
Neat. I've uncovered the excavation and start
Deposits.
excavating it. Okay, cool.
you might find underneath. There we go. Actually, I wanted to come back down here to do some screening.
Yes, I found some soil. Who would have thought?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a good start on archaeology, finding some soil. Something which is really good is they do include the stories aspect of why to get into archaeology, as well as the things that you sort of have to say in a fantasy game. The power of the wealth, the
Some imperial
Fame.
iron. Purple hot wood. That's not a mattock.
it's a hand mattock, I guess. I do like the I do like the actual excavation animation though. At least they're showing careful.
A good one.
It's a fantasy mattock.
Yeah. You found a Centurion's dress sword, damaged. Investigating, you can make discoveries. These damaged artifacts you discover can be restored, but they require various materials. Left click on the artifact for information.
Not actually an archaeologist's job, though.
So we need some more Imperial Iron and some more Purple Heartwood.
Yep. So basically just continue to excavate until you find the dues.
So I found some soil materials and damaged artifacts. Inspection looks like I need more materials before I can restore the artifact though. Well, one way to find more materials is to screen any soil you find whilst excavating. And use some more synthesis soil, okay. Head over to the screening station and screen the soil.
So here we have wet screening and dry screening.
Alright.
Doesn't matter which one you do, you just include both. Again, it's a thing I like to do that they include. I always used to find screening quite therapeutic when I used to do more digs than I currently do, which is none at the moment. It was always quite therapeutic. You can just sit there and just sort of sieve.
Yes, that's what I did when I went to help at the...
Oh, when you went with, yeah, Silchester.
Lily, yeah.
Yeah, it's quite therapeutic, quite nice. Now,
Screening is a good way to find materials you might have missed. Among other things, screening stations separate soil from additional items. Okay, so now for another main aspect of it, restoration. Another main aspect of archaeology, which is restoration. Damaged artifacts require all materials to restore them back to pristine condition. To help, we have a material storage container that you can use to store any materials that you discover. Okay.
Just like to point out, in archaeology, you should always screen your material, but you definitely don't want to find anything. You generally don't want to find anything in there, because if it's in the screening, it has no sealed context. You're not finding it in its context, so its association is lost. So ideally, although screening, you want to recover anything that you have missed. You don't actually want to find anything there.
All damaged artifacts you discover while excavating can be inspected in order to see what materials they need to restore the artifact, and in what quantity. See if you can restore the damaged artifact you dug up. First, check the material storage location container. Then, make use of the nearby archaeologist's workbench to restore the damaged artifact. Right, so the contents of the materials of the storage container, which is here. This looks like a storage container. Cool. Okay, so I've got the Centurion's dress sword, I've got the Imperial Iron and the Purple Heartwood, so I can restore that.
Can indeed.
Nice.
Which is the job of a restorer and conservator, not an archaeologist, but for a game where archaeology is not your main, not the main point of it, combining these together is not necessarily a bad option, but just remember that even post-excavation archaeologists don't tend to restore stuff. They tend to maybe put pots back together and do a little bit of basic conservation or emergency conservation. But also, a lot of times conservators don't restore things to pristine condition, because doing so destroys the history of that object and the journey it's gone through. And also, everything in conservation, any work you do, has to be reversible. You don't want to make permanent changes that can't be undone, because again, technology is always improving. There'll always be better ways of doing things. You want everything to be temporary, essentially.
Yeah.
The best way to keep an object in good condition is through preventive conservation, rather than messing around with trying to restore it.
Okay. Ooh, that's my first artifact restored. I should go show this to Acting Guildmaster Renegade. Why is he in the Acting Guildmaster? Is that like
you'll find out
a cutthroat industry that the previous Guildmaster was assassinated or something?
Not quite. You'll find out towards the end of the tutorial what happens to the current Guildmaster.
Can I use the dress sword, or do I just sell it?
Unfortunately not, no. You can exchange it, and you get experience and chrono notes, which is a special archaeology-style currency that you can use for certain things, and you get some other stuff. Or you can get other stuff.
Talk to anything Guildmaster. Okay, cool.
Can't actually remember what you get for the sword, but in the tutorial, but for stuff that you find elsewhere, you can get. Basically, you can sell materials and other bits and pieces.
Congratulations, you restored your first artifact. There are collectors out in the world who would love to get their hands on these artifacts. Velucia is a collector who can be found out the front of the main building. She might be interested in adding that to her collection. You should go talk to her. Okay, cool. Sounds good. Contribute an artifact to a collector. Very careful not to say sell the artifact.
Yeah. Although I do kind of mention selling it earlier on, but there we go. So yeah, here's Velucia. There's some slightly dodgy collectors on there though.
Wait, is that a Centurion's dress sword? I'd love that for my collection. I'll trade you something valuable for it. Okay. Reward, the Mortal Cup. Onto the life relic of power, okay.
Oh yeah, that's what you get for it.
Alicia hands you a relic of himself completing the collection. Thanks for helping me with my collection. No worries. There are many collectors in the world who are interested in artifacts. You can see a list of those that we are aware of on the notice board here. The museum is also interested in our discoveries and reward you for your contribution. I best report back to Acting Guildmaster Renegade. Wicked. And I got 1,000 chrono notes.
Yeah, just add those to your currency pouch. Those are Archaeology Guild specific currency that you can use to buy stuff as you become more experienced. But not massively relevant at low levels.
I sifted a lot of soil.
Alicia, relic from the artifact I gave her. It feels like it's drawing me towards the monolith. Really? Now that is unusual. We've been researching that mysterious monolith ever since Guildmaster Tony's disappearance. Guildmaster Tony? He was messing with it when he disappeared. Everyone has been too wary to get close to it, though.
I wonder if his surname was Robinson.
If that relic is pulling you towards it. We should see if your connection with the mysterious monolith is any different. Be careful, though. A good bulb monolith.
Yeah, don't.
It's nearly 12, so I have to go. But thank you.
Thank you
I
for
enjoyed it.
stopping by.
It's fun. Definitely enjoyed exploring the archaeology thing.
Awesome. So yeah, that's basically the beginnings of archaeology in RuneScape. You can get up to level 20 as a free player.
Nice.
Awesome.
And
I'm
do
definitely
stuff.
doing more archaeology stuff on here in the future.
Wonderful. Thank you for joining me today, Nelson.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Right. Got to book the monolith.
Yeah, that's what happened to the old Guildmaster.
Oh, loading map. Amazing, you went pulled inside the monolith. Oh. Wait, that was a possibility? Well, as Guildmaster Tony vanished, I probably should have been clearer about that part.
Yeah.
We've made it off limits to the rest of the Guild's members, but there was something about how that relic drew you to it and how confident you were. I just had a feeling things would work out this time, and look, I wasn't wrong. How many interns have you been through? I'm sorry, okay, don't judge me. We've been accident-free since Tony's disappearance. Anyway, let's see if you can tap into the monolith again. Tap into the... blah. Anyway, let's see if we can...
Do that. See if you can do that.
See if you can tap into the monolith and access the power that the relic contained. Okay, tap this monolith. You now have access to the relic power font of life. Increase maximum health by 500. Oh, nice. Whoa! There's stuff.
Yeah.
Harness power. Select relic slots. Chronocost energy monolith. Yeah, sure. Oh, I spent all of my chrono notes apparently. You managed to access the power inside the relic. I'm impressed, Kaileru. Here I was thinking I was recruiting just another intern today. I wasn't expecting you to go one better than our very own guildmaster. I only assumed the position of acting guildmaster because I believe Tony can return to us. Or can and will return to us. That said, I feel I have the potential to climb up our ranks very quickly. I feel you have the potential to climb up our ranks very quickly. You've a natural affinity with this stuff. I'm still very sleepy, apparently. Speaking of which, come and meet me in the main campus building just west of here to claim your first qualification. We need to get you working at a dig site pronto. Wicked. Okay. Right.
That will basically take you to the end of the tutorial.
Nice, nice.
And unlock the grid at dig site, which is the dig site I'm still trying to work through. Oh, actually, I'm just going to see the Lucia quick.
Ah, you see. Acting Guildmaster Renegade is here now. I believe you have the potential to become world-renowned Archaeology Skill. You're a natural. More than that, you have a connection with that monolith out there, something nobody else has. I bet there are many powerful relics you can sacrifice to it. Feel free to make use of the Guildmaster's office upstairs. We're all making use of it now until Tony returns. Before you go, let me give you a quick tour of what's on offer here in the office building. Okay. Our table contains a map of the archaeological dig sites. Use it as a method of fast travel. Matty Ox sells you your basic mattocks to get you well on your way on your journey. When you get new qualifications, there will be more available for you to purchase from Ezrael's shop. You need to get your hands on a bunch of chrono notes should you wish to purchase anything around here, though. Okay. And now they're stocking a sawbox for free. I suggest picking it up, as it will save you lots of space when you're out in the field. Aha, I see. Okay, so it's one of those.
It's like an ore box. It starts off only being able to store 50 ancient soil, so, yeah. But you'll be able.
Go grab yourself a sawbox from Ezrael and come back to me. Okay. Everything belongs to the museum. It also happens that contributing to Felicia's collection is a good way to earn chrono notes, which you can spend at my shop. Want to look? Sure. We have a range of consumables and unlocks to assist the archaeological progress at whatever level of qualification you've achieved. Alright, so I want a thingy.
Soil box.
Archaeological soil box. Nice.
If you have your archaeology journal as well, that can teleport you back here.
I have an archaeological journal.
So you can wear that. I know it sounds weird.
Oh, I don't have an archaeological journal.
Don't you? When do you get that? Because you can put in pocket. Maybe you get that when you go on to the first dig. Maybe. I can't remember.
Excellent. You can upgrade your soilbox capacity as you enhance your qualifications. Now you have nearly everything you need to get out there and start excavating. The final thing is your journal.
Oh no, you get it from him. Yeah, wonderful.
Acting Guildmaster Renegade hands you a journal. All archaeologists should have journals to make notes on their travels, but there's also some other handy features. Checking in your overall progress, what's in your material storage container, and getting you back to the guild quickly are just a couple of things it can do. Feel free to stick it in your pocket whilst you're out and about. You never know when it might come in handy. And without further ado, I'm pleased to welcome you as a new intern to the Archaeological Guild. Please accept the Certificate of Qualification. Nice! Certificate of Qualification. I don't know why I say certificate like that. This is to certify that Kaileru has achieved the rank of intern and now access to the following: Archaeology Journal, Soil Box, access to Guildmaster's office, access to intern rewards in the Archaeological Shop, unlock Archaeology Intern title. Nice. Right, now that you're an official guild member, you should get out there and start excavating. We've got a team over at Karad Et that could do with another pair of hands. I'll get someone to take you there now. Okay.
And you'll just teleport. I'll come and join you. by using the map.
Hello, Kylie Roo. I'm over here.
Dr. Nabanik.
Dr. Nabanik.
He is an archaeologist who's wearing a hat, though. A very cool
I need
hat.
to Put the journal in the pocket.
Yeah.
What's it got in its pockets?
Journal. What's the filthy archaeologist got in his pockets? Soil, journal,
What to Dr. Nabanik.
biscuits, tea bags normally.
Hello, old friend. We just met, my dude. Welcome to the Carrot dig site. We need your help, Kylie Roo, to explore this fort to help answer some of Gielenor's oldest mysteries. Let me take you on a quick tour on what we have around here. Okay, let's do it. If you find any artifacts, feel free to use the workbench to fix them up. The material storage is free for use as well. We found this area to be rich in samite silk. There's no artifacts as far as we can tell, but it's rich in material. Artifacts do seem to be abundant out there, though. You should be able to find plenty. We need to break down this debris to gain access to the fort entrance. Then a key can be used to get inside, but first you should read Tony's notes. Okay.
I would say silt would still technically classify as a artifact, as would the broken bits of third age iron and bits of wood that you might find, especially if they have evidence of being worked.
Sorry, I'm
wood.
just watching a cutscene at the moment, sorry.
That's okay.
Oh, dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Alright, that's it then, is it? I'm being unleashed on a dig site.
You've been unleashed on a dig site, yeah.
Nice, so I've got to go down into this pit and dig up some artifacts.
Yep. Got a few archaeologists down here, none of them wearing hats. A lazy turn, again, sitting down. You're wearing a helmet, to be fair.
I'm wearing a helmet.
In
You're
a
not
desert,
wearing a hat
though.
either.
No, I'm not wearing a hat. I haven't unlocked a proper archaeology hat yet.
Can
That
you
should be
unlock
something.
an archaeology
You
hat?
can. You've got to be an associate archaeologist, so in order to unlock the hat.
Excavating location contains damaged artifacts. A time sprite will position yourself in the area. Excavate the area.
I will.
Follow the sprite to increase your focus. Okay, alright.
I will leave my stream in your capable hands for just a moment.
Oh dear. Hi stream, how's it going? Oh, I've got to move. So I just opened up Google Chrome so I can actually open the stream. And my sprite moved. And I wasn't paying attention when my sprite moved again. There it is. Okay, this is pretty funky. This is quite relaxing, actually. Of all of the things that I've tried out in RuneScape, this is actually quite pleasant. I'm finding lots of stuff. Third Age Iron. Zerosian insignia. Lots of ancient gravel. And I have 42%... Oh, I've got an increased... Oh, sprite focus. Okay, experience increase by the looks of it. That's pretty cool.
I am back. Hello.
Howdy.
How's it going?
I've filled I've got 11 samples of gravel and some third age iron and a Zerosian insignia.
Okie dokie. That's good. There's a very all Zerosian insignias are materials you can use to. What you want to do is also follow what's called the Chrono Spy, which is a thing which floats above. Because mine is actually over here now.
I've been doing that.
Good.
I had to open up. I realised I didn't have your stream open, so I just had to open that quickly.
Oh, right, okay. No worries. So, yeah, I mean, it kind of does look like I'm putting my Matic, though, through someone's ribcage again, but, you know.
Oh, my sprite's moved. It's come back over here.
So, yeah, basically. So?
This is actually quite... And it's something a bit different. I like it.
Yeah.
I was saying actually before you came back, that's quite. It's a little bit therapeutic. It's quite nice.
It is, and it's something that you can kind of do in the background whilst you're doing other stuff, and easily listen to a podcast or. I mean, it's.
I do feel very overdressed for the occasion, though.
Yeah, probably don't need lots of army. You're not going to get randomly attacked by other. Well, depends whether you mess up the other archaeologists' excavation, I guess. Then they might get a bit.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's not good archaeological practice for so many people to be crowded around this one particular excavation hotspot, but there we go.
Oh, well, no, I mean, social distancing has gone out the window for a start.
Yes. Yes.
Look what I've resorted to doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's also, it's the slight monotony of it is quite accurate for her. Spending their ages not finding anything, that's quite accurate, really.
Fair enough. Is there a bank chest here?
There is, yes. So it's just at the top you've got the bank chest, and then for the material stuff, which you may want to deposit, there's a material deposit for the Zerosian insignias and stuff, just next to the archaeology workbench in the tent in which you sort of teleported into when you came here.
Nice. Sprite focus allowed you to close something. I did something to an to an excavation.
Yeah, it basically just increases precision, makes it more likely that you find.
Right, I'm going to go empty out my inventory and take off my armor because I feel.
And again, if you fill your soil box, then you have to go back to the guild to do the wet screening, which is a weird thing because. Sorry.
I haven't filled my soil box just yet, but I do. I do have.
On a major excavation like this, you would normally have on-site screening. It's a bit weird it doesn't. You're unlikely to have a restoration tool workbench though, which is something that you do have. So, there we go. It's a bit weird, but yeah, again, it's a game and not a simulator.
Yeah, I keep the holy symbol on. That seems like something that you might want to have with you when you're
messing around.
Archaeologifying.
Yes, especially old, weird fortresses which belong to ancient gods.
Yeah.
This is a fortress of Zaros, one of the RuneScape gods. He's a bit of a weird one. Right, I'm gonna end my stream soon because I'm off doing other things in a bit.
Yes, I think I haven't been hungry yet all morning, but lunch sounds like a good idea.
What did you think of the tutorial?
I think that, like I said, I think this is probably one of the better. I've leveled up. One of the better side occupation thingies.
Yeah.
One of them sort of better thought out ones and better implemented ones.
Yeah, I mean, because it's not just, there's a lot more to it rather than just, although it is essentially a resource grinding exercise, there's more to it. You find out little bits about the game's lore. You have to solve little puzzles as well. You've got to decode a door cipher, for example, and figure out how to get into a door, which is quite cool. It's got other bits to it. And yeah, as you say, it's more than just purely a resource grinding skill. And I think
Sorry.
and for me, it's one of the better depictions of archaeology as a profession in a game where it's not directly trying to represent archaeology. It's certainly better a depiction of archaeology than the Tomb Raider games or the Indiana Jones games.
So it's a relatively recent addition to RuneScape, isn't it?
About 2 years ago, I think it was first, in
2 years ago.
2019, I think.
And with a game which is older than some people.
Yes.
Quite recent.
Um,
I'm going to fill up my bar, and then I'm going to end the video, I think.
I like how it is used as a way of exploring the game's lore without having to do quests. So if you're not big on doing quests, you can still learn about a little. You can still learn bits about the history without having to go and read a wiki, for example, or do other things like that. So that's why, as a skill for sort of facilitating the learning of lore, obviously archaeology is perfect.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. An exposition tool.
Yes, absolutely, definitely an exposition tool. Thank you. Yeah. And again, it's good that, at the beginning they didn't just talk about, they added in the fact that it is all about uncovering stories as well as fame, power, riches, so forth. Which you kind of have to put into a fantasy context. It's not designing to be an archaeology simulator. Even though it's...
Absolutely. I mean, to be honest with you, I'd probably be one of those weirdos that would be quite happy playing a realistic archaeology simulator.
I mean, still one of the best excavation simulators I've played is History of the Past Dion. But it doesn't really go into it doesn't actually go into excavation technique. It's more about excavation management and planning out your resource management in terms of archaeologists and how you deploy them and getting stuff ready from excavation to lab work to museum display before the rainy season begins.
Gotcha.
But the thing about History of the Past Dion, it's based on the actual excavations at the Villa of Dionysus at the foot of Mount Olympus.
Oh, very cool.
At the city of Dion. So all these sort of artifacts you find in game are 3D scanned versions of actual artifacts found during the excavations there.
I found Venator dagger.
Yep, Venator Venator.
Okay.
So you can restore that at the bench.
Let's go and restore this then, and then I will probably end the stream here. Right, what do I need to restore it?
If you
Venator dagger.
inspect, not that much.
16 Third Age iron and 12 Zerosian insignias. I did put some stuff in the thing.
I can always potentially lend some materials. And again, this is when, doing the wet and dry screening will help.
How do I withdraw?
You don't need to withdraw it from it. If you just click on the workbench, it will tell you whether you can restore it or
yes,
not.
Okay, yes, of course.
So just like with mining and things like that,
okay.
and smithing.
Oh, I need... oh, no, hang on. Why haven't you highlighted the thing that I actually want to...
If it doesn't automatically come up, then you probably don't have the materials to do it. But I can probably lend some materials.
Okay, I just need some Third Age iron and some Zerosian insignias. I'm not that far off. I'm going to go sift this soil, the gravel I've got.
Yeah, you'll probably get it from that.
So I need to fast travel back to...
So if you...
how do I...
if you go to your equipment screen... you'll see.
Yeah.
You should see the book. If you just right click on the book, it should have an option to teleport.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that
holding
takes
out
you.
on me again. You didn't tell me that archaeology notebooks would teleport you across the world.
It's a secret, I'm afraid. How else do you think we get stuff to sites which are really difficult to get to?
Well, there we are. It would make flying much easier.
It would.
I'm going to try dry screening this time. I know you said it didn't make a difference.
As far as I'm aware, it doesn't make any difference at all. I don't think.
So what level are you at on archaeology?
50, which I hit today.
Very cool.
But I can't actually level up any more on this world because it's
You gotta.
got to be on a members world because I'm above the level cap. But I mean,
Okay, I might have to go and find some more. I've only got one third age iron.
so far, I mean, yeah, you either get loads or you'll get like none, which again is nice and reflective of archaeology to a certain degree.
I might have to do a little bit of archaeological grinding then, which is fine. It's not a problem.
We don't call that grinding. What we do is that we call that honing your excavation skills. We don't grind in archaeology.
Can I teleport back to the location?
Yes, if you go, you can't use that during the journal. But if you go into the Archaeology Guild campus, you've got the map next to acting Guildmaster Regnier, and you can teleport to it via that. So actually, the quick teleport is really nice because it means you don't have to do lots of bloomin' running and walking all over the place. You can travel easily between places.
So I need to go to
Caridet. Should be the only one highlighted for you.
Well, I think I'm probably going to end this video here, but this has been fun. I'll put this video together and upload it.
Wonderful.
And I'll tag you in the things.
Thank you.
But thank you for the introduction to Archaeology and RuneScape. Yeah, this has been good fun.
It has. It's
I'm sorry I wasn't here.
No, that's fine.
During your stream, but yes, I am.
That's fine. I did a few bits whilst Nelson came on, so I did a bit for me, then sort of helped her with the tutorial, and then you came on and did the same. It's nice to hang out as always.
Yeah. Right, well, yes, goodbye stream, and thank you very much for having me.
Thank you very much for joining us.
No worries, take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, well, yeah, we're going to leave the stream here for today. Thank you to Nelson and Kylie Roo for joining me today. At the moment, I don't really know when my next streams are going to be. They might be something I do on a Sunday morning as regular, but we'll have to see as things are a bit up in the air at the moment with stuff. There will be another RuneScape Archaeology video during the week, and possibly another video looking at COVID games, or that may come out next week, depending on how busy this week gets. So thank you very much if you watched the stream today, or if you're watching this at a later date. If you've enjoyed it, please consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel, and hit the notification bell if you want to find out when I will be uploading or streaming next. So this has been a brief look again at the tutorial in archaeology. Join us again next time to find out more. Until then, thank you and take care.